So on this week's episode of Not My Bleeping Bike, we're going to take a walk through the showroom with Mike and have him talk about past builds and a little bit about the Sportster and stuff like that. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Have fun. Oh, and we're down here at Convict Customs again, 1730, is that correct?
Yep, 1730 Rockingham Road.
Phone number, Mike?
563-323-BIKE.
Cool. Any of your biking needs, come see Mike and he'll get you all set up. As long as you just bring your wallet.
Yep.
And he'll find the most effective way to spend your money. So let's talk about a little bit about these bikes that you have up here in the showroom, Mike. These are show bikes, but I understand that some people actually ride them out on the street.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid.
So this is Diamond. We built this one for a customer named Tom. This started out as a 2003 Road King. He wanted to do a Road Glide conversion, so we did a Road Glide fairing, Road Glide wiring harness, motors built. It's a 98-inch motor, port pouch heads, big cams. Obviously, you can probably see by the paint and the seat why it's called Diamond. We took basically every single piece of chrome, we stripped it all off, took it to prism coating, had it all done in a gold-tastic powder coat, and then I had a satin finish put over it. 23-inch wheel, Eddie Trotta accessories, Dirty Bird front fender, Dirty Bird saddlebag, side covers, rear fender, Mustang seat that's been reupholstered, Dakota digital gauges, KST bars, bags have all been lined, carpeted, finished, 5-inch stretch, nothing crazy. The paint is candy apple red over gold, all done by Dark Side Art, all the graphics. This is a Road King tank. Obviously on a newer style Road Glide, the gas cap is under here. On the Road Kings, they had the gas gauge over here. We weren't sure what to do to fill this hole, so we actually put our logo, lights up in the tank.
Cool. Oh, that's interesting to see the process of hiding that because you can't see.
It's flush, so there's a LED circuit board sit down in there, and then we made a plate, epoxied it in there, and then painted over the epoxy. So a lot of little details on this bike again. Air ride buttons. It's got Exotic Customs rear air ride, MRI center stand. 6-speed conversion. We converted over to a 6-speed. The frame's painted, and Tom rides the shit out of his bike. This is actually his go-to bike to ride. He's got 3. So, fun bike, turns heads everywhere it goes.
Oh, no doubt.
And it looks completely different in the sun than it does sitting in here in the show.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's one of those the paint where you just keep looking and looking and looking because there's a lot of detail in that.
Moving on to the next one is also Tom's. This is Tom's 2012 Street Glide. And this is basically our audio competition bike. It has a 23 fat, so 23 5.5-inch wide, 180 front wheel, raked for 26, again, painted frame, raked fairing. It's got 6.5 inch subwoofers in the bags. The bags are sealed, imported. 8-inch mids and Dirty Bird lower fairings. We molded the tweeter pods into it. We've got the only 2 sets in the world that are done that way. These are Voodoo lids, again 8-inch mids, rear air, MRI stand. This bike's got its own limitless battery that runs the subwoofers. There's 2 8,000 watt amps in the bag, and then there's a couple more amps up here in the fairing. Again, digital gauges. These ones are Koso. 12-inch bars, and everything's been powder coated black. The wheel and all the motor accessories. This is the Nostalgia series from RSD. Everything's been ground aluminum and then powder coated a red over it, so you can see through it and see the grind marks. Dirty Bird air cleaner, Dirty Bird tank, Dirty Bird horn cover. I'm having a brain fart on whose ass on this is.
Who's the manufacturer on the wheel?
SMT. We get 98% of our wheels through SMT.
Quite a contrast between the 2 bikes as far as paint goes. This one just being gray.
Yep, it's a Toyota cement gray, and then we threw just a hint of blue pearl in it, so it kind of flops in the sun a little bit.
And then this bike has everything in the world going on.
That one's busy. That one's all the House of Colors products from start to finish.
Moving on.
This is Neil's bike. This one started out as a 2006 Heritage Softail. It's actually getting a new seat made for it right now. We built this one before Softails and big wheel combination was kind of a thing. It's got 26 front, 16 rear. These are Jade affiliated wheels. It's called a Vuitton wheel. It's a Be Cool fender. Be Cool when he retired, so you can't even get that fender anymore. Then the cell's custom made to bring the headlight back down. Sick pipes, all the accessories, all the floorboards, all that type of stuff is all through Covington's Customs. The rear fender is a Clockworks 4-inch stretch that we actually stretched another 9 inches and then integrated the license plate frame and the tail lights into that. Dakota digital gauge, flush mount gas tank, and dash. We move the ignition down to the side. Just a super clean bike. I'm anxious to get the seat back. This one's also all House of Colors. All the artwork was done by Dustin over on the other side.
And on to the V-Rod.
On to the V-Rod. So this V-Rod came in, it had like 1,500 miles on it. It ended up being an insurance job. The customer decided he wanted to make it a full custom. So they're SMT Diablo wheels, 360 rear, platinum air ride in the rear. Swing arm's been widened. It's got a one-piece fiberglass body. Seat was done by Best Upholstery. DNA bars been internally threaded. The brake lines run through the bars. Gauges are built into the tank. toxic pipe. Everything's been blacked out. This was actually the very first 21 fat wheel made. We had the wheel made, we were still waiting for the tires to get produced. So we have the triple trees widened, machined. And then, we made, this is all steel front fender. We made to wrap it. Of course, you can't buy nothing like that. It's about 4 years old now. Still shows well.
Yeah.
And Justin's bike is a 2012 Street Glide as well. Katie Cobalt Blue, all house colors graphics, again done by Dark Side Art. 23-inch front wheel, smooth lowers, steel front fender, Dirty Bird lower fairings. That's the other one that we did with the molded in tweeter pods. Stretch tank, stretch side covers. We converted this one over to the 14 and up. Saddlebags, it's got the one-touch saddlebags. They're also lined. 8-inch speakers in the bags. Trask air cleaner. All CB accessories, floorboards. Metra double DIN interfering. 12-inch bars, all phone controls. Dirty Bird painted windshield. CFR exhaust. Super awesome rider. He rides a dog shit on his bike. Rear air. We typically do rear air on all of our builds. Alligator seat. It is dirty. This one, we actually just finished this one up. Customer's name is Big D. It's ultra classic. You wanted just a mild custom. 23-inch wheel, dirty spoke, raked, SMT, wrapped steel front fender. Basically, that's all we did to this one was the rake and the wheel, the fender. Manley did a candy paint job on it. And then we did a full stereo, 6.5 front and rear. Touch screen, and then we did 10-inch mid bass in each bag. So gives a little something going down the road.
And then last but not least is your late frame Sportster.
Yeah.
And you're taking it to a big show this weekend.
Yeah, we got Mama Tried in Milwaukee this weekend. But this is our, it's a 1978 XLCH Kickstarter only Ironhead Sportster. My personal bike. I've had it for 20 plus years. We built this one for the grind bike to build off. We built it in about 55 days. Every single millimeter of that bike has been touched by us. Everything's been modified, everything's been changed. It's all steel, no fiberglass.
One of the things that I point out to people are the bolts that hold the thing together. I mean, you even touched those.
Yeah, it's all stainless steel, 6-point hardware. That I chucked up in the lathe, turned it all down one by one. Made custom spacers for all the motor pieces to space the hardware out. Yeah, every piece of hardware on this bike stainless steel.
smooth cylinders. Brian Martin did the pineapple cut engine. Kevin works here part-time, helped us do the wheels, relace the wheels. They're vintage high-edge wheels with stainless spokes. Each spoke's been heated up with the torch to match the look of the pipes and the intake. Those are 90s Goldwing brakes that we modified to run on the front of this thing. 11/8 rotors that were custom made by SMT Machining, got that wave pattern. Southwick over in Illinois helped us build the lower legs to get this thing to lay frame. It's got front and rear air. They don't make an air kit for this, so we had to make our own. Rear's platinum, front is custom made air cylinders from platinum. The tank and the valves are dirty air, and the compressor is Legend.
Then the body work.
The body work is one piece, all steel. Our buddy Billy over at Flywheel Fabrication just knocked this thing out of the park, helped us out with all this. It's the original gas tank. We flushed in the gas cap. The seat pan, the rear fender is all one piece. All the air ride switches. Bike's got turn signals, fully functional, tail lights, brake lights. Internal throttle, so all the throttle cables and everything are inside. That run the dual lake injectors. I had an auto clutch made for it, so it's basically an automatic.
Oh, one of the guys that was just here was like, "Where's the throttle?" And had to show them that thing, and then they were drooling over the rest of the bike. So it certainly is one of a kind.
I think we turned a new page with that one. There's so many one-off things, so many dumb ideas just all wrapped up into one little bitty package.
Right.
You don't
right.
really realize how small it is until you stand next to it, and it's just so small.
Well, if you look at all the rest of the bikes that you've put together here over the years, and then you look at this is just entirely different.
Well, it gets to the point where we do the same thing day in and day out. I mean, you follow the trends, and that's the only thing you can do to make ends meet. So to get a customer to come in here and just say, build me a bike, it doesn't happen. It never happens. They've got their own ideas. They've got their own things that they want to see in their build. So anyway, we do the same thing day in, day out. We have customer requests, and we follow those to a T. And so when we set out to build this bike, we had a budget in mind. We had ideas in mind, and we wanted to do something that hasn't been done before. When it comes to the old Ironhead Sportsters, everybody does the same thing. It's the weld-on hardtail with the Springer front end, and it's just it's been done a million times, a million different ways, and so we wanted to do something a little bit more modern with the air suspension. It hasn't been done before, so I think we pulled it off. Everybody else seems to think we pulled it off. We've made a couple different magazines already with it. We've got some invites to some pretty top-end shows. So,
like Mama Tried.
Yep,
I mean,
Mama Tried.
that's an invitation only.
Yep. So I personally had a list of things that I wanted to accomplish with this bike. One was to see if we could actually make an Ironhead lay frame with a stock chassis. We did it. Two was to win the bike build off. We didn't win the bike build off. We lost by 1 point. So as disappointing as that was, it still did what it was supposed to do. It got out there and got us the attention that we were looking to get from it. 3, I wanted to get the Mama Tried invite, and we got it. 4th was I wanted to get a magazine cover with it. We got a magazine cover with it. And 5th was to get in the pages of Easy Rider with it. And we've got a photo shoot lined up with Michael Lichter here in the next couple weeks, so I'm 95% sure that we're going to be gracing the pages of Easy Rider too. So it's basically done what we set out to do with it, and it's pretty awesome. So the hard part is going to be one-upping it, and we'll see what we can do because we're going to be starting our new project here in a couple months. So.
Yeah, so that should be interesting to see. I've seen the bike and heard a little bit of the ideas, but nothing that we can talk about now.
Not yet.
All right. So still to come. Thanks, Mike, and that's it for this week's episode. And we'll see what we can come up with in the coming weeks and days and months as far as what else happens here in the shop. So, thanks.
Keep watching.